The film starts in Bali, Indonesia. A model named Ariana Winters is sitting in the back seat of a car with a terrible look on her face and breathing heavily. She comes to her place and looks at her phone. Someone has not replied to her messages, and messages are popping continuously in the background. She throws her phone. She sees a knife on the table and grabs it. She cuts her throat, bleeding heavily. Suddenly, the phone starts to ring. She tries to take the phone. She dies trying. The call is from Catherine Weaver. Catherine Weaver is riding a bicycle on French streets. She comes home. Diane is chatting with her mother. Catherine tells Diane about something she told Diane's ex-boyfriend. They are at a hotel getting dinner. Diane is trying to know Catherine's family. They are planning the weekend for their anniversary. Catherine has rented a new car for the tour. They are on their way to their hotel. Diane sees an old ruined castle and wants to go there. They go and Diane takes pictures. Catherine acts a little bit upset. Diane takes a photo of her. Catherine and Diane arrive at Chateau Saint Laurent Hotel. Catherine is immediately frustrated because they were denied the luxurious accommodation they paid for. The hotel staff explains apologetically that they had to reshuffle due to a special guest and a marketing deal. They come to the room. It's tiny. It's fine. Diane quickly clarifies her enthusiasm to Catherine. Catherine is reading a book while Diane is swimming. The source of their room trouble arrives in the form of Charlotte, a loud influencer who is complaining about the small size of her temporary room. Charlotte is talking on the phone. "The room is not what they sold me on. It is so small. I'll be fine. Figure it out. It's just a couple of days." She then turns to Catherine. Catherine does not care about her talk. Charlotte says, observing that the hotel pictures are misleading, she introduces herself to Catherine. Catherine says, "Just make it look bigger in your photos." Charlotte joins Diane. They are talking happily. Catherine is watching them jealously. Diane comments privately to Catherine about her rudeness to Charlotte. She further says that Charlotte has agreed to swap rooms. She has also invited them to dinner. Charlotte talks about her work. She tells that she travels here and there selling products. Catherine says it is risky because no one knows where you are. Charlotte says there should be risk in life. Diane says Catherine has also traveled solo before. Catherine says only Europe. Diane says how she met Charlotte, and she grabs Catherine's hand. Charlotte sees that and laughs because she thought they were sisters. Charlotte invites them to a wine tour, but Catherine refuses, saying they have their own plans. Charlotte talks about her Asian tours. Diane says Catherine also wants to go to Asia. Charlotte talks about Bali and Thailand. Catherine laughs looking at her. They come to the hotel room. Diane says she is nice. Catherine disagrees and says they are useless without phones. Diane removes her dress and they have a wonderful time. In the morning, Catherine wakes up while Diane is still sleeping. She comes down and sits. Charlotte joins her and tells her about sending tickets to visit the vineyard. Diane has promised her to take pictures of her. Catherine says she has a stomach problem today and that she will take the photos. She also suggests a place to visit. They go to the castle they visited on their way to the hotel. Catherine takes photos of Charlotte. She pauses for a moment and asks for the password to unlock the phone. Charlotte says the password. They go up. Charlotte is looking down. Catherine is looking at her. She comes to her and pushes her. Charlotte falls and screams in pain. Catherine comes to her and takes a photo. Catherine goes to Charlotte's room and packs her things. When she comes down, she meets Diane. Diane asks where she has been. Catherine says she couldn't sleep and went for a walk. They come to the vineyard. Diane talks about not getting replies from Charlotte. Catherine sends a message from Charlotte's phone to Diane, saying she cannot be with them. Diane sees the message. She comes to Charlotte's room. Diane is unhappy, suspicious, and worried about Charlotte. Catherine consoles her. They're coming back home. Catherine is continuously using Charlotte's phone. Catherine is sitting at a cafe. A waiter sees Charlotte's photo and asks about her. Catherine is continuously posting Charlotte's photos on her profile. Catherine has changed. Diane says she is going to bed. Catherine just says good night. Diane suspects something. In the morning, Catherine leaves while Diane is cooking. Catherine is polishing her nails while looking at a girl. The girl is taking selfies. She follows her. When she is about to talk to her, the girl's boyfriend appears. Catherine turns away. She throws Charlotte's phone into the sea. When Catherine comes home, Diane is searching her things. Diane looks at the passports and the laptop. Diane asks how she got access to Charlotte's account. Diane asks what she was doing in Thailand. Diane has read the article about dead girls in Thailand. Diane is going to call the police. Catherine stops her. Catherine says, "I love you." Diane says, "You lied to me." Catherine says she was going to tell her. Diane goes away, calling her a psychopath. Catherine goes after her and hits her with a glass bowl. Then she chokes her with a wire. Diane dies. A podcast host is discussing the true trouble in paradise in Thailand a year prior. Authorities found the remains of Becky Wilson and Laura Gallagher on a small uninhabited island. Their guest, Madison White, explains she returned with 2 other bodies, Ryan Evans, her boyfriend, and Jessica Matthews, claiming she left the murderer, a woman known only as CW, on the island. CW is described as having a prominent birthmark on the right side of her face, yet no clear photos of her exist. No record of any kind. She disappeared like a ghost in the wind. Madison explains she became a suspect despite being stranded for 4 weeks. CW took over Madison's life, including her social media and banking. Madison insists she found them dead and buried them, explaining why her fingerprints were found on Becky and Laura's bodies. The hosts embarrass her with questions. Madison has nothing left to say. Madison is sitting alone and watching the YouTube video she was in. She tries to move on with her usual work. She Googles dead influencers and sees an article about Charlotte's case. While she is eating, she gets a call. The caller blames her. She looks around. She gets another call from an unknown number. She comes home. Messages are popping on her phone continuously. She gets a call again from an unknown number. At the same time, the landline rings. She answers. It is from a pizza delivery.
She keeps searching about Charlotte Smith. She is flying to France. She is looking over the place where Charlotte took pictures. She sees her video at Chateau St. Laurent Hotel. She sees Catherine and Diane sitting on a bench. She goes there and asks the receptionist about them, but the receptionist refuses to give information because she cannot tell their names. She goes to the pool and looks at the place where Catherine sat. She also sees the old castle. She searches photos tagged at the hotel location. She finds a photo of Catherine. It was posted by Diane. She goes to Diane's mother's profile. She sees Catherine's photo with Diane's family. She calls Diane's mother. The mother says she went to Bali with Catherine. Jacob Sullivan is a YouTuber. Currently, he is in Bali, Indonesia, with his girlfriend. Jacob is playing a male role model. He is having a discussion with his co-YouTubers. They are arguing about women. Ariana Winters is Jacob's girlfriend. Jacob talks with her. Jacob goes to a party. He talks with his friend, Cameron Prescott. Cameron complains about his girlfriend, Ariana. Cameron says Jacob has become a holy man since Ariana. Cameron accidentally points to Madison and challenges Jacob to go talk to her. Jacob accepts the challenge and goes to her. Madison is looking for Catherine, and she tells him about that. She says she has killed people. She gives him the number and leaves. Jacob comes home again and does his usual chat. He is working on his body. While he is having a meal with Ariana, he accidentally sees Catherine. He asks Ariana for a moment and leaves her for Catherine. Jacob talks with Catherine while recording. He tells her what Madison said to him. Catherine is afraid and looks at him without saying anything. He explains her murders in France and Thailand. He leaves her because she is not giving him anything. She comes to her place. She has added Diane's voice to her AI assistant. She knows Madison has come. Only Diane's parents know Catherine is in Bali, but she does not know how Madison got their contact. She searches for a male with brown light short hair between 25 and 35 and finds Jacob. She sees Madison's fake account also. She sees Madison's story and goes to the place where Madison posted it. She sees Madison. Jacob is talking about Madison and Catherine's story in a YouTube live. Catherine sees that. She finds Jacob's location and goes there. She finds details about Cameron also. Catherine is chatting with Diane's mother as Diane by changing the face. She gets to know about Ariana Winters also. Catherine meets Jacob. She says she is afraid of Madison and needs his help. Jacob suggests telling the police, but police cannot prove anything. Catherine is invited by Cameron to have fun. Catherine tries to have sex with Jacob. He refuses, saying he has a girlfriend. Jacob says he can help her. Catherine tells him to confront Madison publicly. Catherine asks to stay at his place. Jacob says they can go to his place tomorrow and talk about it.
That night, they stay there. While Jacob is sleeping, Catherine destroys his phone by overheating it. She goes to his place and enters the house. Catherine gets access to his computer. She accidentally sees a video of Jacob recording Ariana having sex with someone else. At that time, Ariana appears and asks who she is. Catherine says she is a friend of Jacob and lies about using the computer. When Catherine starts to leave, Ariana goes to call the police. Catherine convinces her that she does not want to marry Jacob. She comes back to her place. Now she has access to his webcam. She sends a message to Madison as Jacob, saying he wants to meet her at his place. She also uploads the sex video of Ariana onto YouTube. She looks at Diane's picture. Then it shows how Catherine came to France and saw Diane. Catherine talked to her and fell in love. They bought a new house. Catherine gifted a camera to Diane, and Diane took photos with it. When Diane was killed, Catherine tried to wake her up and cried. Ariana is looking at her phone with a terrible look. She is getting messages from everywhere because of the video. She tries to call Jacob, but his phone does not work. She calls Cameron and asks about Jacob. Cameron says he is with another girl. He says Jacob is sick of her and tells her to pack her things and move on. Catherine goes to the place where Jacob is sleeping. He is still sleeping when she gets there. She wakes him up. Jacob tries to turn his phone on, but he cannot. He takes Catherine's phone and calls Ariana. That is the call we see at the beginning of the movie. Ariana is not answering. They come to leave the place. Cameron is watching the sex video. Jacob talks to him about Madison. He thinks Madison is a wanted murderer and plans to catch her. He is happy, saying it is going to be viral. When Catherine and Jacob arrive, Ariana is dead near the pool, and Madison is near her body. Jacob worries. Madison says Catherine sent a message to her saying to come and meet. Catherine refuses. Jacob is crying and trying to figure out who the killer is. Madison grabs a knife during the argument. As Jacob comes closer, the knife pierces Jacob's belly. Catherine starts to fight with Madison. Finally, Madison knocks her down. She gets Catherine's location from her phone. Madison ties Catherine's hands and legs with tape. She goes to Catherine's place. She hears the AI voice of Diane. Madison finds pictures and passports of Catherine. She also sees that Catherine has access to Jacob's computer and webcam. Jacob wakes up and unties Catherine. Catherine says police will arrest her if this becomes public. Jacob checks Ariana's phone and sees the messages she sent last night. She sent a message saying a dark-haired girl entered the house. He questions Catherine. Catherine slowly grabs a knife. He sees the YouTube video also. Catherine comes from behind and stabs him. She stabs him continuously until he falls into the pool. Catherine sees the webcam and goes to the monitor. She realizes that everything she did is now on air. Madison leaves Catherine's place with a smile, saying goodbye to Diane. Cameron comes with girls, talking about how sex leaks affect celebrity careers. He sees the blood and dead bodies. They are terrified. Catherine comes with a knife and cuts his throat. Then she runs after the girls.